What up? I didn't know this sound like that. All right, what up? I mean, we got a few people in the chat right now. I know this shit hella late. This basically ain't even morning no more. But hey, other planes had to postpone some shit. Technically, it's still morning here, but barely. What good, Ali? How's y'all well afternoon for you guys going so far? Who the fuck is that? Oh, all right, I'm gonna get this shit, what, 30 more seconds? We gonna go at it. You said, can you add $100 to the pot? I mean, if you want to, sure. That's another thing. But those of y'all that want to contribute to the show, so I mean, that's always welcome. Of course, I mean, who am I to tell you no? I mean, if you want to have a conversation about it and stuff privately or whatever it is that you thinking, you can definitely hit me up. Hey, it'll still be fun though, bro. That's what I said. Oh, I'm doing great, Ali. Thank you for asking. Doing so good. Slept good as hell. You know, woke up, had a good conscious mind. That's all I, require. Ali, how you feel about the game show? You gonna jump? You gonna play a few rounds or what? Talia looking for an opponent. Anyways, yo, good people, I'm about to go ahead and get started. I got some couple of news and stuff like that, reports that we're gonna touch on today. So I think this is more so of a reach. I mean, I will say this. Talia, what's good? I will say this. Yep, I would join, but even at the casino, I put in like 50. Well, Ali, you don't have to put in money to play. That's the thing. I'm looking for a contestant. If people want to donate to keep the game going and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine and much appreciated. But it's not a requirement to put in money to play the game. Now, eventually, I am going to have it as a requirement to be a member of the channel, but you're already a member, so you already qualified. But yeah, so your boy Jay Z, people, Jay Z, we gotta talk Jay Z. So Jay Z, as we know, his name has came up in those Epstein files, and things has been looking shaky and rocky ever since then. Some people say that it was said that it was because of the Epstein files that he wasn't present. I got a new lineup too. That's crazy. But anyways, he wasn't present at the Grammys, which him and Beyonce both wasn't present, and normally every year they are there. Now, me, I don't give a damn about the Grammys. I don't give a damn about the Super Bowl. So I didn't watch either one to know or care whether or not they were there. Um, but it was reported he wasn't at the Grammys, and someone correct me if I am wrong. What's good, Jeremiah? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Was Jay Z at the Super Bowl? Because he supposedly is over the Super Bowl. So it kind of be crazy for him, not to be in the Super Bowl, right? Not to be at the Super Bowl. What's up with you, Kenny? So, so he was at the Super Bowl. Thank you for the confirmation. So he was there, and this guy, because they were saying that he had fled the country for a while. I was hearing those rumors. I didn't know whether or not they were true until recently. This guy, it was an interview. Well, this guy, I don't know if he's a reporter or what he was, but they caught Jay Z slipping coming out of a hotel. I want to say it was, and Jay Z was expecting his car to already be ready, and he can just come straight out and jump in the car, but his car wasn't ready. So when he came out, the reporter was ready for him and just started, going at him, like, asking him a bunch of questions and stuff that you can tell that Jay Z he looked very uncomfortable. And it kind of looked like he was looking over his shoulders and shit all the time. I'm going to play the video for y'all. And y'all can give me y'all opinion on it, on whether or not you think it's some validity to was Jay Z nervous? Could it be something because it's linked to the Epstein files? And if you pay attention, Diddy was kind of similar to this. Like Diddy had that same, he had like that same demeanor, like he was doing the tail end before his arrest. He was looking almost like when he was doing all those. If you look at 50 Cent's documentary that he had on him, and he was doing all those little gatherings and interviews with those people, he looked very nervous, and I kind of seen it. Kind of yeah, very paranoid. It kind of seemed like you know he was the same. Jay Z was the same. So let's go ahead and share this little quick clip of the reporter pulling up on Jay Z. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Does he look paranoid like he's afraid something is about to go down? Or is it just he was caught off guard?
What up, big dog? Jay, your favorite album cover of all time. What was the one that you...
Jay-Z appeared visibly panicked when his car wasn't ready, leaving him stuck standing there with a reporter longer than expected.
Jay, your favorite album cover of all time. What was the one that you loved the most?
Right, that's too hard, man.
What?
Who you got for the game, Jay?
What TV show are you binge watching right now?
Don't be asking me. Why you asking me?
Because you're, dude, you're my favorite rapper of all time.
Don't do me like
You're
that.
my favorite rapper of all time. That's why I'm just so curious.
You shouldn't do me like that.
I know. All right.
Shake hands.
All right.
Hey, I've never actually looked. I'm gonna put this down. No, I'm good. Take the photo.
Jay, your favorite album cover of all time. What up, big dog?
What's up?
Jay, your favorite album cover of all time. What was the one that you loved the most?
So does he look nervous to y'all or what? It did look like he looking over his shoulder like, damn. Almost as if you ask me, he came in because you heard him ask, "Where's my car?" Okay, so Bucky, you're saying that it's more so because he is a sitting duck. Like he like, damn, bro, why the hell they got me waiting in the opening like this? And somebody could, anybody could come up and just, do something. Like my car needs to be ready as soon as I come out for me to jump in. Or is it he's a little nervous that maybe something else going on? Like, he gets spotted. It could be some validity. It could definitely be some validity to what you're saying. I think it could be that he's a billionaire, and I would say he absolutely has enemies. There's no way that he doesn't. So he doesn't need to be looking out, just sitting out there in the opening for anybody to see him. It could be that. Now, as far as I tried to do a little, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't do no thorough research on it, but I tried to do a little digging on what was said about him in the Epstein files. I got to do a little deeper, deep dive into it to see exactly what it is. But from what I saw, it little bullshit, nothing really serious. So I don't know. It could be just people reaching, putting stuff up for clicks, but it got to be something in there that's kind of, incriminating that's sick or something like that, because a lot of people unfollowed him on like Instagram and shit like that. Well, a few, big people. And they typically don't do that unless, you don't did something. Like I know they say Rihanna did, and most importantly, because although Kenny just confirmed to me that Jay-Z was at the Super Bowl, they said that the NFL unfollowed him. And that's kind of crazy. You know what? That could be just a rumor, though. I didn't even check it. Let me check that shit right now. I can give y'all the answer to that shit right fucking now. Did the NFL unfollow Jay-Z? I don't see Jay-Z popping up. Let me see. Make sure maybe that's not his name on here. I'm trying to give him, let me try that. Hold up. Oh, let me go back to it because I put a space on it last time. Let me see. Try to give you a chance, Jay. Hold up. Oh, it is true. That is absolutely the truth, people. The NFL does not follow Jay-Z anymore. Does Jay-Z follow the NFL? Nope, he only following one person. So he damn sure ain't following the NFL. And the only person he following is his wife, Beyonce. It's interesting. You say he's being replaced like the movie Get Out? Mm. Well, that's one thing they absolutely do. They use you until you're not useful anymore. And then they put you to the side. For those of y'all that's familiar with Jagger Wright, she absolutely said that it's crazy how well she was able to predict this shit. She said that Jay-Z was gonna go down first. I mean, she said, I'm sorry, Diddy was gonna go down first, and Jay-Z would come after him. So it's kind of crazy. Just letting y'all know, showing it to you real quick once this piece of shit loads up. God damn, load. So this is the camel, Jay-Z. He's only following his wife. That's the one follower he has. He damn sure ain't got no follow from me. I ain't never liked his ass. I'm gonna keep it 100. Never. And there's the NFL. NFL following 2,346 people. But Jay-Z is not one. No results found. So I think it's very much possible, people, that something is about to go down with your boy Jay-Z. Now, the next question will be up is, will Beyonce get tied up in this mess as well? Do you think Beyonce will potentially, let's just say something do go down? Because they've been on his ass about the PDF. And they're saying that, he lost. Basically, Drake ain't the only one who like him young. But this is the thing. We already knew this shit. That's the same thing that I used to say when it came to R. Kelly, people. People used to get on R. Kelly and stuff when this stuff first came out. And I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but here's my only thing. We knew this shit growing up. Like when I was in elementary school, damn near. If not elementary, for sure, middle school. We knew about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody batted an eye. But it wasn't until R. Kelly was attempting to get his masters that they wanted to put that on him. So it leads you to the next question. Is it possible Jay-Z is not playing ball with them on something, so they deciding to throw him under the bus? Or it could be just that these people's time is up. Okay, so you said, is Beyonce a victim like Cassie? I'm going to go ahead and keep it 100 with you. I don't think. I'm going to say to a degree, yes, but to a degree, no. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean by it. Do I think she was possibly groomed up to become what she ended up becoming? Yes. Absolutely, the cameraman probably did that to her. But at the same time, we got to stop giving people passes because of you're saying, oh, they were young and stuff like that, because you don't keep the same energy when it comes to men. Like they get passes a lot when it comes to that shit. I think she absolutely knew a lot of the stuff that was going on, and she allowed it to happen. But here's her defense a little bit. As the wife, by law, they can't force her to snitch on her husband. Like as the wife, you're supposed to defend your husband at all costs. So perhaps Beyonce's attorneys could, try to use that as a defense. But do I think she was aware of a lot of the wrongdoings? Absolutely. I mean, he approached her when she was still a minor. Let's keep it 100. Did the same with he tried with Aaliyah. Did the same with Foxy Brown. Allegedly, allegedly did it with Rihanna. And keep in mind, Rihanna is another one that did unfollow Jay-Z. Matter of fact, speaking of that, let me look at something. 'Cause I know they said Rihanna. Let's get that confirmation. They said Rihanna unfollowed them too. Riri, where we at? Bad girl Riri, there we at. See, does the is she following the camel man? Survey said, she is not following the camel man. What about Beyonce? Let me see. The fuck are we doing? She following Beyonce or what? Nope. Nope. So that's another one. They definitely said she was not following no more. And hey, that's telling if you ask me. You said Beyonce and Nicki both guilty. I agree. Absolutely. They know some shit. Kitty said Beyonce ain't no damn victim. Hey, Cassie really wasn't like that either. That's another thing. Folks, if you pay attention to the case, people, when Diddy was on trial, Cassie was doing a lot of this shit on her own. What I believe going on with the Cassie and the Diddy situation, very briefly, is basically Cassie was trying to impress Diddy by doing things that she believed that he probably wanted. And she was a willing participant. And Diddy probably took it too far, perhaps, or maybe she got tired of it and eventually tried to get away. And Diddy was like, "No, you ain't going nowhere." And apparently, they said she tried to take a grip of money from him, and he whooped her ass that day for it. I don't know, but yeah. So you got that, and then I believe later on, Cassie ran out of money because the dude that she's with now is nowhere near. He don't have nowhere near the money that Diddy has, so they probably came up with a scheme and said, "Hey, let's sue Diddy for all the shit that he did and get a grip from his ugly ass." That's what I believe they did. Rihanna knew about all this. She set up Chris Brown. All them folks ain't. All these people got dirty laundry for sure. But as do all humans do. But some people's crimes are just way straight up evil. Rihanna just looking after her brand and money. That's why yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's why she did it for sure. If you pay attention, this is very textbook technique from anybody that has a name for themselves and they have to protect their brand if they are known associates to whoever the alleged accuser or a victim is. You know, the person that is being accused or whatever, they have to detach themselves from them to be like, no, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, Jay-Z did it to Diddy, even though it was crazy because like he actually went as far to try to say me and Diddy not fucking friends, which is hilarious. Anybody that got a tenth of a brain knew that was a lie. Jaguar called that out to take the money will crush them. Yeah, Jaguar said a lot of shit. I used to watch her for sure. She called a lot of this shit that's going down. 100%. Yeah, they may have made fun of Dame, but Dame escaped all this bullshit. He gonna get the last laugh at the end. You said they all got herpes. 50 trying to do that Jay-Z doc. Yeah, he said something about it. And like I told folks, I shared this on my other live like last week. That was in those documents. Of course, the names were crossed out, but we can't 100% say that it was Jay-Z, Nicki, and 50 Cent, but that's who I believe it was. No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything about that. I Heart Memphis guy. What happened with that? Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my next topic. This one right here is some funny shit. We gotta talk about your boy Joe Biden, boy, or is it? So this is something that I've been hearing for quite a while. People have been saying that Joe Biden, this is not Joe Biden, the president that we had for a year ago, the 46th president, Joe Biden. They said that it wasn't him. I've been heard the rumors, but it wasn't until recent, basically, because of the Epstein files, that people are really starting to believe this. You said he got taken to jail for going live on Instagram and talking about the corrupt system. Interesting. Makes sense. They're trying their best to censor all of the people that with a voice, for sure. But anyways, so Joe Biden, like I said, 46th president of the United States. A lot of people were saying that they didn't believe this was Joe Biden. And they were saying that some said they believe it was a robot because of how he moved and stuff. And I must say, he did move very robotic. Absolutely. 100% looked like a robot. And then some were also saying that, that it's other actors portraying to be Joe Biden. And in the Epstein files, it absolutely said that it was actors playing Joe Biden. So that's very interesting and telling. That's how bad the Democrats wanted to maintain power. They had to stage a version of Joe Biden in order to have him run for the presidency. Because according to the records, they said Joe Biden actually passed away in 2018, allegedly, right? So he allegedly passed away in 2018. So that would mean he passed away during the time period of President Trump, the first term. So in 2018, President Trump was in office. Joe Biden passed away. And it was like, well, we need him to run for president the next term because we need a stronger candidate. Trump just defeated Hillary. So we're going to revive Joe by putting on an actor and then have people believe this is Joe. And keep in mind, they a lot of the time when it comes to the presidency, the black vote is the determining factor. So they needed to put somebody in place that the blacks liked enough to be able to seal some of those votes. Now, keep in mind, Joe Biden was the vice president to President Barack Obama. Obviously, blacks love Barack Obama. So they were like, okay, we can put in the vice president of Obama. We should be able to seal the deal on some of these votes. That's what I believe. Now, all of this is alleged. I have no proof of this. But if I had to guess and bet on it, that's what I would say was being done. And they decided, okay, let's go ahead and find somebody who can become Joe Biden. And if you pay attention to the photo up here, one of the persons that they chose to be an actor of Joe Biden is none other than the famous actor Jim Carrey, people, and comedian Jim Carrey. And this is the thing. We know that Jim Carrey has done some legendary skits of playing Joe Biden on things such as Saturday Night Live. So they was like, okay, we definitely can make him, Joe Biden. And then the craziest part is that they said that it's more than one actors for Joe Biden. It's not just Jim Carrey. It's a couple other ones. Because they like, if you pay attention, this is the reason why Joe would be one way this day and another way the next day. Because it's different people. They were like, it even went so far that to say Joe was this height one day and this height the next day. And it's because they're switching actors. And the thing is that they're using those. We use this in acting when, like for instance, an example of this is the movie White Chicks. If you've seen the movie White Chicks, when Marlon and Shawn Wayans were turning into the white women, they would put on these masks. And then, of course, use the prosthetic makeup and stuff like that to make them look a certain way so that they can portray a certain character. It's crazy because it's this social media influencer. I forgot his name, but he does a lot of material on stuff like this, saying that a lot of people, when they fake their deaths, they put on those masks and betray somebody else. But anyways, apparently they're saying that Jim Carrey is playing Joe Biden. And it's crazy. I haven't done thorough research on this yet. However, I would love to ask people, when's the last time we've seen Jim Carrey? And even if we have seen him as of recent, we haven't seen him a whole lot. This dude has just disappeared. So it's kind of crazy. And then here's the other craziest part about this, people. It's this TikToker who did some videos on it. I got one of the videos ready for you guys to see, where he's basically putting it side by side and showing how they're playing in our faces, showing you that this nigga Jim Carrey is actually Joe Biden. It's kind of crazy. Now, obviously, this is all alleged, but basically, they're showing us that this nigga is playing Joe Biden because he's actually went as far as doing scenes from some of his legendary movies, people, while being the president. Y'all got to check this shit out.
Do you ever see my old videos where I said that this guy was playing this guy? And not only was he playing him, but they were rubbing it right in our noses. Basically by having him, as him, reenacting movie scenes from his old movies. And not just movies, but TV shows, like in Living Color too, where the timing, well, if you just think it's coincidence, then you haven't seen enough of my videos, to be honest. And here's another one, just Joe happens to be falling off a bike. Exactly like Jim. And well, if you've never gone down the earlobe rabbit hole,
He does not look
you
like
should
him.
do that. And if you can't tell those are two different people, well then again, I just don't
looks
have too much
like
to
him, but
say.
like-
But here they are again, just rubbing our noses in it. Because just yesterday, Biden signed with a talent agency called Creative Artist Agency.
So for those of y'all that's not familiar, Intelligent Arts Agency, that is the biggest top acting agency in the world. The biggest actors are signed to CAA. For those of y'all that's not aware.
And do you know who he uses for a talent agency? That's right, Creative Artist Agency. Would you imagine that? What an amazing coincidence. Now here I was just minding my own business, thinking that I put these videos to bed, and well, I guess they just wanted me to do a few more, just for the people that maybe hadn't seen the ridiculousness of what they did, and the ridiculousness that people somehow, some way, still can't see the intentionality behind it. But of course, it's all for entertainment purposes, people. I know that's total coincidence.
Now, this video has gotten
So of course he had to say for entertainment purposes, because as we know, especially in TikTok, if you don't say that, they can flag you. YouTube, we don't have that as strong as TikTok does, but it is safe for us to still say for entertainment purposes only, and to, of course, say allegedly, so we won't be tied to any kind of lawsuit. But yeah, what do y'all think, bro? Could this be your boy Jim Carrey playing Joe Biden? Let me check some of these comments out real quick. Any news on Naomi Campbell? I mean, I don't know nothing about Naomi Campbell. What's going on with her? So AI before AI? I mean, I guess. So they gave us Sleeping Joe instead. Exactly, basically. The Epstein files is the proof. Yep. If something was to happen to this stream, then we'll know if that's confirmation. Now, don't say that. They own some Simpsons episodes playing with it. Yeah, they do this all the time. Deliberately do this shit. Play in our fucking face like that. Part of it is because they have to, according to, it's crazy when they do these rituals and things like that, people. In order to avoid karma, they have to tell you what's going on, right? So that's why you don't see a lot of these ugly motherfuckers getting their karma, because according to their laws, if you tell people before you do something to them, then it's simply up to them. If they're foolish enough to accept it and let it go on, then that's on them because you told them. But if you're deliberately deceiving someone, and you didn't give them no knowledge whatsoever, it could come out. It'll be bad karma for you. Apparently, this from what I've been researching. What's up, Steve? Solo, what's good? How much they pay Jam? Shit, probably a hell of a lot. You ain't lying, bro. It's been so many fucking lies. It's insane at this point. So yeah, that's the info on your boy Joe, y'all. I don't know. They say it's Jim Carrey and a couple of other actors. They say there's one of them that's tall as hell. That nigga like 6'4" down there. I think Joe may be like 6'1", 6'2" or some shit. So the dude was the other actor, I guess that looks similar enough to him. You say it's blocking your comments? Damn. But anyways, YouTube, this is absolutely for entertainment purposes. I'm not saying I know anything. Shit, I'm just putting out the news. I'm not saying anything. I don't know. Joe Biden could be Joe Biden. All right, so next we got to touch on this ugly ass nigga Bill Gates. That boy ugly as hell. So as we know, this boy Bill Gates, it has his hands in everything. He's allegedly creating vaccines to take out. Well, actually, you ain't even gotta say allegedly. This motherfucker said this shit. This motherfucker said this shit in front of everybody and then blink an eye. He said if we able to create vaccines well enough, in 10 years, we should be able to get rid of I think he said a damn what percentage did this fool say? I don't know exactly what the percentage he said, but he was saying get rid of a certain percentage of the population. And it's so the craziest part about this, because this was doing a TED talk or some shit. He said this in 2010, I believe. 2010, 2011, one of those years, about creating a vaccine that can get rid of a lot of the population. And then the craziest part is 10 years later, that's when the COVID vaccine was created. And a lot of people did die from it, allegedly from the vaccine. So that's one thing this ugly ass nigga doing. And not only that, this ugly ass nigga is behind also spraying vaccines and inside of fruits and veggies. He already had GMO veggies, but he said, no, that ain't good enough. I ain't ugly enough with that. I gotta do more than just that. I gotta start messing with the hormones to people. So, ladies, you ever wondering why a lot of the men are starting to become more feminine? Your boy, ugly ass Bill Gates, is behind it. Because apparently he has a certain something that they're spraying on all of the veggies and the fruits and shit like that that weakens the testosterone up inside of the male and weakens your hormone to make you more feminine. And actually, they said the same vaccine basically makes male frogs gay. So it does the same things to humans. So for the people that were saying, oh, people are born this way and all that, actually, they're forcing this shit on the people. They're putting shit in your food. And I've been saying it's linked to the foods. They're putting things in our foods, and it's causing um the men to act more like women. And who knows, they might be doing the same thing to women with certain things to make them more masculine, perhaps. But one thing's for sure is something is definitely going wrong, and you can't tell me that oh they were just born with it. I'm sorry. But anyways, I also have a video of a guy that's breaking this down. He's identifying what it is and all of that shit.
We are not mad enough about this. 2 days ago, I posted
Oh shit!
a clear, undeniable plan to manipulate the hormones of the American public to feminize men. I don't think people realize how scary that is. Your hormones are who you are as a person. Whether you're funny, confident, passionate, whatever, all of it is from your hormones. And what bothers me the most is how well they're succeeding. The average 20-year-old man today is biologically closer to a woman from the 1970s than they are a man. In the 70s, the average guy in their 20s had a testosterone level of 750 nanograms per deciliter. Today, that number is 350 for guys in their 20s. Average woman's testosterone was 50. We're literally closer to chicks of that time than we are the men of that time. This attack on our hormones is led by two major factors in our everyday life. First is in our farming. All of our fruits and vegetables are sprayed with a chemical called atrazine, the chemical famously known for its ability to turn male frogs gay. It does the same thing in humans. It's proven to be pumping us full of xenoestrogens and blocking our testosterone. The EPA denies these claims and keeps it completely legal, and it's sprayed on almost all of the produce that we eat in the United States. The main financer of these projects being none other than Bill Gates, the man publicly trying to reduce the population as well as frequent Epstein Island enjoyment. Second leader in the attack is Forever Chemicals, specifically found in plastic packaging. They're called PFAS, and they're in almost all of the plastic packaging for all of our food. These chemicals are manufactured by a company called DuPont. Coincidentally, all of the JP Morgan Chase bankers that finance this company are also all well documented in the Epstein files. They appear frequently. Starting to make sense why doctors aren't taught hormones in medical school, and if you ever try to ask about them, you're going to get looked at like a crazy person. If I was going to attack the American public using hormones, I'd also make it pretty difficult to learn anything about them.
Yeah.
So there you have it. But this is my thing. With this going on, you kind of can't blame them because it ain't their fault. All they were doing is eating the food. That's why I tell people you can't hate them for who they are. I don't hate anybody, so I'm a member of that community and stuff like that. It's some very sick people out here, and I tell people the reason why they're doing this is because they understand feminized men and women in general can't overthrow them. They understand that, people. That's the reason why they want to put, especially in our community, they want to put us in a position where the women are running shit because they'll never have to worry about us, coming out to overthrow them. And what you said is definitely it's crazy. It's the truth, Ali. Like how the men aren't having any Adam's apples anymore. It's crazy as hell. You said studs be having whole beards. Man, this shit is wild out here. You said they putting the estrogen in the foods, cheese and milk. Well, I don't consume either one. But yeah. This nigga Bill Gates got to be stopped. That's an ugly ass dude, bro. And then this is the craziest part. I was looking at this. I wasn't going to touch on this. That wasn't my plan, at least today, to touch on this today. But I'm just, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's kind of linked. You got ugly ass scientists now that's trying to cheat life now. Cheat death, at least, I should say. It is ugly ass scientists that's using AI and stuff like that is a way that they can make it that you can prolong your life to the point that you want die. Like it's this guy was having a interview with Elon Musk. He was saying they already have the technology now to basically extend his life. Like they can scan through his body, detect anything that might potentially have him, take him out. Like if you have any kind of disease or sickness that might be getting ready to form, it can detect it way years before it even happens, or some shit like that, and delete it, get it out of there so that you can prolong your life. And they were saying, they was telling Elon, that he should consider having it done because in 10 years that is going to be normal. But we would hate for something to happen to him within those 10 years before we're able to get it out. So it's fucking crazy, but this world is insane at this point. Now, am I open to, being able to help people with sicknesses and stuff like that to prolong life? I mean, it sounds good, right? But you gotta also consider who we dealing with. These glad people ain't doing shit just because they want to help humanity. They're trying to get rid of more people. So why would they actually give us something that would help prolong our lives? Unless they're possibly wanting to have you here to enslave you. But at this point, they got AI for that. So I don't think that would be, anything that they would be looking to do. At this point, they probably just want to get rid of people that they feel like is useless to humanity at this point. You took a test like what? Yeah, they definitely doing this shit, bro. They fucking us up. They fucking us up, boy. They're like, hell no. That's why for me, I don't even get. I don't, bro. I'm trying to get to the point. I don't even buy my veggies and fruits out of the stores anymore, people. Now I know it's not something that everybody would do. Maybe everybody can't do it, but I order my fruits and veggies straight from the farm. They drop that shit off at my door. In fact, they just dropped me one a few hours ago. Plasma is what they're using, and people give it away for a little bit of cash. Yeah. Unfortunately, during my struggle days way back then, like years and years ago, I did it. All right. I'm gonna head on to my last one. We can get away from the sickness because all of the first three one is pretty sick bastards that we was dealing with. This one more dysfunctional, but not necessarily sick, I guess. You said we all getting clowned. Man, don't say that. All right, so we're gonna touch on Stefon Diggs and this Cardi B situation. Now, as y'all know, I didn't watch the damn Super Bowl, but we saw I saw some info that apparently it seems as if the couple split during the Super Bowl, which is insane. Stefon Diggs is the true definition of a nigga that ain't shit. which I told folks from the beginning that you could tell. You say Offset somewhere happy as fuck. He might be. Because this is the thing. When this situation was first going on, I said it. For those of y'all that remember me months ago, I said this shit. I said it. I said, bruh, Cardi B is better off with Offset. I get it, y'all saying the niggas cheated and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, he is the father of your children and he is your husband. You're better off with him. And then, of course, most of the women, that's why I keep telling folks, women do not get advice from women, especially single women. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just going to go with feelings, which is the same shit you're going to go with. Sit down and talk to a real man, not these little weak ass simp ass niggas that's going to tell you what you want to hear and think, oh, if I tell her what she want to hear, maybe she'll let me have a chance at her. No, the fuck she's not, his ass nigga. You just simping out for no reason and you really fucking her up because you telling her the wrong shit. Weak ass niggas like punk ass, what's his name? What's that nigga name? Yarda Awakening and shit like that. Stop listening to weak ass niggas like that. They're gonna fuck you up. Niggas like that doing that shit for clicks and for validation to want you to, like, bruh, that weak ass nigga ain't telling y'all no real shit, bruh. He be lying. That nigga know that shit he be saying be some bullshit. Y'all should hate that nigga for lying like that. You say I be getting advice from my brother. Exactly, Talia. And that's what you should do. Because that's a man that's in your life that loves you. I mean, we would hope, I'm guessing in your case, your brothers love you. You have a good relationship with them. But yeah, find a man in your life that you know loves you and ask them for the truth. Do not talk to your homegirls. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're going to just say some stupid shit, go with their feelings. Yeah, girl, he cute. Yeah, he got money. Go with him. You don't need that dumb shit. Because that nigga, if he is all this that you're saying he is, guess what? The likelihood of him having probably 100 more of you trying to get him as well is very likely. So now you in competition with all these other women and you got to find a way to get him to choose you. That other man already done gave you a ring. He might be fucked up. But hey, you chose to do that. You already chose to have kids with him. You already don't say I do to him. Now, I'm not by under any means am I advocating for any woman to stay in a relationship where, it's just unbearable, getting straight up abused, mistreated. He bringing home diseases and shit like that. I'm not saying that, but if it's just minor stuff, like we talk about this on Black Check Chronicles, Cairo talks about this. If it's just, oh, he smashed a bitch, bro, the likelihood of you finding another nigga like that is very unlikely. Do not let these stupid ass women fuck up your relationship over something like that. Because like Kevin Samuels used to say, you're not going to find nobody better than your husband, more than likely. And she's a perfect example of this shit. But anyways, though, let's get deeper into this thing. Apparently, they said they split during the Super Bowl, and it's crazy. I got a video that's really crazy. This nigga, you can see it right here that Stefon did. Really don't give a fuck, bro. The man don't give a fuck.
Is Cardi getting her ring?
It's crazy. Basically, somebody asked this nigga, is Cardi getting her ring?
Is Cardi getting her ring? It's on the agenda, maybe, right? Right? I gotta get mine first, though.
He's telling you there, hell no. That's translation.
Did Cardi B just break the internet? She is spending $1.2 million on a Super Bowl party.
$1.2 million on the fucking Super Bowl party. And this is another position that unfortunately our women put themselves in. And it's sad. You'll put yourselves in a situation where you left the man that you had because they told you the grass was greener on the other side. And then you end up with a nigga that's much worse, but your ego is so big that you don't want to admit that you fucked up. So you're doing any and everything you can to try to make this shit work. Cause nah, this shit gotta work. I can't admit that I was wrong, that actually Offset was better. She can't do that. So now she's put in a position where she gotta keep accepting this nigga, disrespecting her publicly, letting her know that you all right, but I ain't gonna, you ain't getting no ring here. And when he gets done with her, bro, he's gonna be done with her. If they not completely done now, I could see her possibly reconnecting again, but he's gonna probably keep putting her through the same shit. To be honest with you, because she knows she did some foul shit. This is her karma. You don't get pregnant by they said she was having sex with this nigga while she was pregnant with Offset kid. Like, that's unacceptable. That's foul bullshit. This is your karma for that. Think the grass is greener on the other side. Now, Offset is a nigga. I mean, not Offset. Stefon Diggs is a nigga. Nigga in the NFL. Tall, charming, all this shit that every other woman want. With money. Nigga ain't finna just settle down for you and stuff like that, bro. The likelihood of it is too damn slim.
$1.2 million for one party for Stefon Diggs and their friends.
Just woke back up, but social media is clowning Cardi B because it was shown that she unfollowed Stefon Diggs and he unfollowed her after the Super Bowl. To add insult to injury, they claim she actually left the Super Bowl a little after the halftime show. Blog pages also show that his other baby mama was there front and center with their newborn wearing his jersey number. Now social media is calling her saying she spent 1.2 mil for no reason. Some say that this was just a publicity stunt, that if you won the Super Bowl, she would have gladly stayed in order to flex. Even Offset fans are saying that she chose a dude that she knew was worse than Offset. I'm gonna be honest, the only people that are shocked by this situation are the parasocial Cardi B fans. Because sports fans been told y'all how Stefon Diggs is. The man keep getting exposed for crazy wild stuff while he with Cardi. Some of y'all actually believe the Patriots was gonna win because of Cardi B and Stefon Diggs' relationship. That's what really was funny to me. Y'all lost money for no reason. But y'all kept excusing all that off the strength of y'all hate Offset so much, y'all want her relationship with this man to work so bad.
Exactly, bro. So basically, this brother was cooking. That's exactly what it was. They hated Offset so much that they wanted this shit to work with Stefon Diggs. I done seen this shit too many times. Too many fucking times. Where women encourage women to do bullshit because they don't like somebody else. And it's not just with relationships. Women do this shit in general. Just because they don't like somebody, they'll just do dumb shit and follow somebody else that they shouldn't be following probably. You can't even look at anything else because you're so enraged by what this is. You can't even see that this shit is actually worse. But you're so mad at this that you'll be like, fuck it if this shit works. I don't care. I'm mad at this person. I can give you another perfect example of it. We're seeing it right now in politics. I tell people all the fucking time, Donald Trump is fucked up, but so is the goddamn Democrats. But y'all hate Donald Trump so fucking much, you can't even see that the other people are more fucked up than him. That's the problem. Because he's going to benefit us to a degree because he's tearing shit down. He's tearing this entire system down. He's exposing everything. Whether he's doing it to his benefit or not, whether he's too, you can make a argument that he's foolish enough to don't even understand that he's exposing this shit and fucking shit up. But you can benefit from it. I tell folks this shit all the fucking time. But that goes back to what their brother that was talking about Bill Gates was saying. You got a lot of men whose testosterone has went down so much that they're starting to think like women. That's the reason why you're seeing it. And then on top of that, the women are thinking these are real men because it's more of them than it is real men. So when a real man is telling you something, you go against it, you get mad, try to say, quote unquote, here their favorite quote, a real man would do this. No, a real man gonna leave you where the fuck you at because you ain't listening. Nah, the hell we don't need to get behind no Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett just as crooked as the mother motherfuckers. Hell the fuck no. Hell no. What you talking about? 50 Cent mocked Stefon Diggs and amid a Cardi B breakup after the Super Bowl. He mocked them. That makes sense. 50 Cent is a troll artist. Damn, hold on. Stefon Diggs was with a model friend at the Super Bowl right after the split. This nigga ain't shit. I never forgot when Cardi called black women roaches. Now she have a house full of. Yeah. Bro, Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat. That's all you need to know. I ain't even got to say nothing else. Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat. Democrats are fucked up, lying pieces of shit. That's what I'm going to tell you. We don't need to be backing her either. Fuck no. We don't need to back nobody coming out of that Democratic Party. Here's another thing that I think y'all not paying attention to before I get up out of here. A lot of these people be coming from these fucked up, the Diddy parties, and majority of the Epstein files are people that leaned Democrat. The most sick motherfuckers are Democrat people. Think about this shit. All of them are on the same team. That's another thing people just need to figure out. Republicans fight publicly with Democrats. Democrats fight publicly with Republicans, but they're all on the same team. Ultimately, they just have a different way of doing it because they all have the same agenda. We got to keep these niggas in check and the other poor people because it's bigger than just race, people. Race matters to a degree, but it's bigger than just that. You got poor whites that they don't give a fuck about either. Remember that. You said she's going after them, Bill and Trump. When you say Bill, are you referring to Bill Gates? And it still doesn't matter, bro. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is pay attention to the stuff she said. She deliberately lies about stuff, bro. She's one of those type of Democrats that will know that this is the truth. This could help Bill Clinton, got you. Okay, so can know one thing and will deliberately tell you another because it doesn't fall in line with what the Democratic Party is pushing. And if you're like that, we don't need to be following you. And her saying that she's going after Bill Clinton and Trump means nothing. The only reason why she's saying that is because obviously everybody hates Trump already. And Bill Clinton is in those Epstein files. So now that he's been identified in the files, they're going to openly try to say, oh, yeah, we don't fuck with Bill. We don't fuck with Bill. They have to. Because like I covered earlier, is when you've been accused of something, they're going to separate themselves from you because you're bad for their brand. So, of course, she's going to openly and publicly denounce him. But that doesn't mean anything. The shit that really matters, bro, she would never do. Because she's a politician, bro. That's what they do. Especially a Democratic politician. Anyways, though, people, I think that's all I got for y'all. As far as them, I got another live that's set up. What time is my other live? I think I put that shit for 1:30. Did I? Nah, if I did, I gotta postpone that shit. Gotta push that back some. But anyways, I got another live that's coming up, so I gotta not get up off here. But yeah, bro, we are fucked either way. Our best bet is to choose ourselves. That's our best bet. Realize that neither party is directly for us. No. And I haven't covered the basketball fight, but my next slide that I'm talking about, I am going to cover it. It's crazy as hell that they had a new Malice in the Palace last night. Yeah, I definitely got to add that to it. But yeah, I got another live schedule in the next few hours coming back on. Then, of course, we're going to do another after hours live a little later on tonight. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. People, catch you guys, some of you at least, in the next few hours. But until then, I'm going to holler at you.